Most people I meet believe that tingling hands or wobbly legs are just a normal part of getting older. But here's the truth. No one tells you. Nearly 1 out of every 3 older adults in America is already showing signs of nerve damage. Not because of some dramatic illness, but because of something far more silent and often overlooked. Chronic nutrient loss. If you've ever felt like your fingers go numb for no reason, or your legs feel like jelly even after a short walk, it's not just aging. It could be your body sending urgent signals that something essential is missing. And the longer we ignore it, the more we risk losing not just comfort, but control over how we move, how we feel, and how we live. Now, before you get discouraged, let me say this: there's a powerful side to this story. I've spent nearly 4 decades helping older adults rediscover strength, mobility, and even sensation, not through extreme treatments or expensive medications, but by going back to something far more fundamental: food. Yes, real food. The kind you can find at your local grocery store or already sitting in your pantry. Because what I've learned, after walking this path with thousands of patients, is that healing doesn't always begin in a doctor's office. Sometimes it starts in the kitchen. You see, certain foods, especially those rich in collagen, vitamins, and anti-inflammatory compounds, can do more than fill you up. They can support your nerves, rebuild joint tissue, calm inflammation, and even restore the body's natural ability to repair itself. The problem is, most people don't realize just how crucial those nutrients are, or how to get them in the right form and combinations. That's why I'm here. If you've ever asked yourself why your body doesn't bounce back the way it used to, or why those strange sensations keep creeping in, I want to invite you to look at it from a new angle. Maybe what you're missing isn't just energy or rest, but the raw materials your body needs to feel whole again. And once you understand that, everything changes. Because the solution isn't far away, it might already be on your plate. What most doctors don't explain, what many don't even check, is how a simple drop in collagen levels can quietly erode the foundation of our health. Collagen isn't just about skin or beauty. It's the scaffolding that holds our joints steady, cushions our nerves, and helps every movement feel smooth and grounded. But here's what might shock you. After the age of 50, we lose about 1% of our collagen production every single year. And if you're dealing with inflammation, a poor diet, or medications that interfere with nutrient absorption, that rate can triple. That means, by the time someone reaches their 60s or 70s, their body may be struggling to maintain even the most basic tissue repair. And yet, no one connects the dots. A senior complains about tingling fingers or knees that buckle unexpectedly, and they're told it's arthritis, or bad circulation, or simply old age. They're given painkillers, maybe physical therapy, and sent home to manage it. But no one asks, is the nervous system even being fed what it needs to function? Are the joints getting the building blocks they require to stay flexible and strong? In my experience, the answer is often no. That's why this conversation matters so much. Because if we only treat the symptoms, if we numb the pain, or distract from the discomfort without ever asking what's causing it, we miss the real opportunity. We miss the chance to rebuild, to reverse, to actually heal. Pain, weakness, numbness, those aren't random annoyances. They're messages. Your body is trying to get your attention, and when we stop long enough to listen, and when we feed it what it's been craving for years, something incredible starts to happen. The body remembers how to repair itself. I've seen this transformation firsthand. When someone begins to support their body with the right nutrients, not just in supplements, but in real whole foods, things begin to shift. The hands stop tingling. The legs regain strength. The fear that once crept in with every step starts to fade. And it doesn't require overhauling your life. It starts with a few smart, simple choices at mealtime. That's where we begin. Let's talk about the shift that changed everything for many of my patients. Not just what they ate, but how they thought about food. You see, We've been trained for decades to separate food and medicine. One heals, the other fills. But that's not how the body works. In reality, the nutrients you absorb from your plate can have more impact on your nerves, your joints, and your overall vitality than any over-the-counter pill ever could. The problem is, we've been sold convenience over function, quick fixes over deep nourishment. We reach for things that taste good or keep us full, but do little to support the systems that are quietly breaking down inside us. That's why I teach a different approach, one that's grounded in science, but also rooted in something older and wiser. It's about eating with purpose, choosing foods that actively help rebuild what time, stress, and inflammation have worn away. And I don't mean you need to give up joy or flavor. In fact, some of the most powerful healing foods are also indulgent, comforting, and familiar. What matters is how they're prepared, what they're paired with, and whether they support or strain the systems you're trying to heal. For instance, collagen doesn't work in isolation. Your body needs vitamin C, zinc, certain amino acids, all working together to turn what you eat into real tissue repair. That's why I don't just hand people a list of good foods. I show them combinations, timing, and habits that make those foods truly medicinal. Because once you understand that food isn't just fuel, it's instruction, you realize that every snack, every meal, is a chance to either move closer to healing or further away. And once that shift happens, something else follows. Confidence. The kind of quiet confidence that comes from knowing your body is no longer slipping, but rebuilding. Now let's get practical. Because theory is only helpful if it leads to action. I want to introduce you to a handful of snacks. Yes, snacks that I've seen make a real difference in people struggling with nerve discomfort, joint stiffness, and muscular weakness. These aren't exotic superfoods or complicated recipes. They're simple, recognizable, and deeply therapeutic when used with intention. Let me start with one that always surprises people. Dark chocolate. Not the sugary kind you find near the checkout counter, but real high cacao dark chocolate 80% or more. Why? Because it's rich in flavonols, plant compounds that not only reduce inflammation, but also stimulate your body's stem cells to regenerate collagen. And when you combine that with ingredients like almonds or goji berries, which bring protein, vitamin C, and essential fatty acids into the mix, you're creating more than a treat. You're building a system of support for your joints, your nerves, and your energy. Think about it. A square or two of dark chocolate paired with a small handful of almonds or dried berries doesn't just satisfy your sweet tooth. It tells your nervous system, your connective tissue, even your immune system. Help is on the way. The amino acids in the nuts help synthesize new collagen. The antioxidants in the chocolate reduce nerve inflammation. The vitamin C in the berries helps turn that whole combination into something your body can actually use. This is what I mean by eating with purpose. Not restricting yourself, but elevating the foods you already enjoy. A quiet, enjoyable ritual like this done daily can restore not just tissue, but trust in your own body. And that trust, that sense of progress, is often the very thing we need to keep going. The next food I often recommend is one that's overlooked entirely in most modern kitchens, even though it's been part of traditional diets for centuries: gelatin. I'm not talking about brightly colored desserts packed with sugar, but real unflavored gelatin made from collagen-rich animal tissue. When combined with a small glass of antioxidant-rich fruit juice like tart cherry or blueberry, it becomes a gentle, nourishing snack that supports both joint healing and nerve repair in ways most people don't expect. What makes gelatin so powerful is its simplicity. It contains concentrated levels of glycine and proline, two amino acids your body relies on to rebuild connective tissue and protect nerve linings. In fact, clinical studies have shown that when taken consistently, gelatin can reduce joint pain by more than 30%, especially when consumed before light exercise. But beyond the numbers, what matters most to my patients is how they feel. They move more freely, with less hesitation, and often with a new sense of stability they haven't felt in years. Imagine eating something as soft and unassuming as a cup of homemade gelatin and knowing it's doing the quiet work of rebuilding you from the inside. That's not wishful thinking, it's the biology of recovery. And it's especially valuable for older adults because it's easy to digest, gentle on the stomach, and doesn't interfere with medications. Plus, when you make it yourself, you control every ingredient, no hidden sugars, no artificial dyes, just real nourishment designed to help you walk with less pain, grip with more confidence, and rest without that dull, persistent ache in your joints. In a world full of quick fixes and complicated regimens, this humble, wobbling snack stands out for one simple reason: it works. One of the most powerful healing foods I've ever recommended is something that feels more like comfort than medicine: bone broth. Specifically, slow-simmered chicken bone broth. It's warm, familiar, and deeply therapeutic in ways that science is only beginning to fully appreciate. When prepared correctly, it releases a unique blend of collagen, glycine, and proline nutrients that directly support nerve insulation, joint lubrication, and even gut health, all of which are essential for people over the age of 60. Just half a cup a day can start restoring fluidity to your joints and reduce those strange pins and needle sensations in your hands or feet. What makes bone broth different from so many over-the-counter treatments is that it doesn't mask the symptoms. It supports the tissue that's actually breaking down. That's a crucial distinction. You're not just feeling better, you're getting better. And making it doesn't require a fancy kitchen or exotic ingredients. Leftover chicken bones, a splash of vinegar, a few vegetables and herbs, these are things most people already have. The vinegar plays an essential role. It helps draw the minerals and collagen out of the bones, so your body can absorb them more effectively. What you end up with is a rich, gel-like broth that your cells recognize as nourishment, not filler, not fuel restoration. Over time, I've seen bone broth calm inflamed nerves, improve joint mobility, and even help people sleep better, thanks to its natural amino acid profile. And perhaps just as important, it supports digestion. That may not sound exciting, but let me tell you, your gut is where healing begins. If your digestion is off, nothing else works the way it should. Bone broth soothes the gut lining, reduces systemic inflammation, and creates the internal environment needed for true recovery. I often tell my patients, healing doesn't always start in a pill bottle. Sometimes, it starts in a pot on the stove. Now, for those who crave something cool, bright, and refreshing, especially during the midday slump, I always recommend a snack that surprises people with its healing power: cantaloupe with fresh mint and lime. It's more than just a pretty bowl of fruit. When you understand the science behind it, you'll see why this trio can be a quiet force in the fight against joint pain, poor circulation, and that nagging stiffness so many older adults feel first thing in the morning. Let's start with the cantaloupe itself. Just 1 cup gives you more than 60% of your daily vitamin C needs. And vitamin C is essential for collagen synthesis. Without it, your body can't rebuild what's been worn down, no matter how much collagen you try to eat. Now add a squeeze of lime, which not only enhances the flavor, but also adds another layer of vitamin C and alkalizing properties that help reduce inflammation. Finally, sprinkle in a few pistachios. They're not just for crunch. They deliver healthy fats, fiber, and a touch of protein, all of which make the vitamin C more absorbable and help stabilize blood sugar, which is often a hidden trigger behind nerve discomfort and energy dips. This snack does more than taste good. It hydrates, it cools, it supports connective tissue, and most importantly, it fits into the lives of real people. It's easy to prepare, gentle on the teeth, and completely customizable. I recommend enjoying it mid-morning or mid-afternoon, when hydration tends to drop and energy starts to fade. That's when the body is most ready to receive what this snack delivers: moisture, antioxidants, and subtle circulation support that keeps things moving inside and out. Healing doesn't have to be bitter or boring. It can be colorful, fresh, and even joyful. Because when you give your body what it's missing, it remembers how to respond. Let's move to another familiar food, one that most people have in their kitchens but rarely use to its full potential: tomatoes. Specifically, warm tomatoes. Most of us are used to eating them raw in salads or sandwiches, but something powerful happens when you gently cook them. The heat unlocks a compound called lycopene, one of the most potent antioxidants for protecting existing collagen and supporting nerve stability. Now, imagine pairing those warm tomatoes with ingredients like fresh mozzarella or avocado, a drizzle of olive oil, and a few basil leaves. It's more than a light lunch, it's a therapeutic dish that speaks directly to the needs of an aging body. The vitamin C helps build collagen. The healthy fats from olive oil and avocado boost the absorption of fat-soluble antioxidants like lycopene. And the warmth of the dish itself? That's no small detail. Warm foods often calm the digestive system and encourage circulation, two things that are critical when you're dealing with poor mobility or nerve pain. I've recommended variations of this warm tomato dish to countless patients, and the response is almost always the same relief, not just in their joints, but in their overall sense of well-being. They feel lighter, looser, and more supported. And unlike supplements, this is something you can make quickly, enjoy fully, and repeat often. It's elegant, yes, but more importantly, it's effective. The elderly often struggle with cold extremities, slow digestion, and stiffness. A dish like this, warm, hydrating, and deeply nourishing, meets the body where it hurts most, and it does so in a way that feels like self-care, not sacrifice. Now let's take things in a slightly more tropical direction with a fruit that most people overlook, yet it carries one of the highest concentrations of vitamin C found in nature: guava. Just one small serving of this fruit can deliver over 200 milligrams of vitamin C, which is more than enough to kickstart your body's collagen production engine. But when you pair guava with a bowl of unsweetened Greek yogurt, something truly therapeutic happens. This combination creates a synergy your body knows how to use. The guava brings that burst of vitamin C your system needs to repair tissue and regenerate collagen, while the Greek yogurt adds a powerful dose of protein and amino acids. Together, they form a restorative snack that not only supports your joints and nerves, but also strengthens your immune system and soothes inflammation across multiple body systems. But here's where it gets even better. This pairing is incredibly gentle on digestion. For many seniors managing blood sugar or gastrointestinal issues, this matters. Guava and yogurt both help stabilize blood sugar, reducing one of the hidden drivers behind nerve damage and inflammation. And because it's creamy, refreshing, and lightly sweet without added sugar, it's a snack people actually enjoy. That enjoyment leads to consistency. And consistency, not intensity, is what transforms the body over time. I've seen patients regain steadiness in their hands, improve balance while walking, and even reduce those off sensations in their limbs simply by adding this combo to their routine. Not because it's magic, but because it delivers the raw materials the body's been missing for far too long. When you give your body the right tools and you do it daily, it remembers how to rebuild. Next up is a fruit most people associate with breakfast or summer desserts, but rarely think of as a therapeutic tool: kiwi. Tart, vibrant, and loaded with vitamin C, this little fruit does more than refresh your palate. It plays a powerful role in supporting nerve conductivity, which is essential for calming that tingling or pins and needles sensation that can make even simple tasks feel frustrating or unpredictable. Just 2 or 3 kiwis a day can significantly boost your body's collagen production. But when you combine them with a small handful of almonds or walnuts, you unlock even more healing potential. The vitamin C from the kiwi fuels collagen synthesis, while the healthy fats and amino acids in the nuts help protect and insulate nerve fibers. Together, They create a simple but potent support system for your nervous system. One of the things I love about this snack is its texture. It's soft enough for those who may have dental sensitivity, but when topped with chopped nuts, it encourages mindful chewing, which aids digestion and even boosts circulation in the face and jaw areas, often neglected in aging adults. That alone can make someone feel more energized and grounded throughout the day. And if you're feeling adventurous, try adding a pinch of chili flakes or sea salt. These small enhancements can gently stimulate blood flow, improve nutrient absorption, and create a satisfying warmth that supports internal healing, especially for those who tend to feel cold or sluggish. The beauty of this combination is that it works across systems. It's not just about joints or nerves. It supports mood, digestion, circulation, and even mental clarity. And it takes less than 5 minutes to prepare. Healing doesn't always need a prescription. Sometimes it just needs a little fruit, a few nuts, and the right mindset. Now let's finish this healing journey with a fruit that's as bold in flavor as it is in function: pineapple. Beneath its tropical sweetness lies a natural enzyme called bromelain, which has been shown to reduce inflammation deep within the body's tissues. And that's critical, especially for older adults dealing with nerve discomfort, stiff joints, or slow recovery from everyday movement. Pineapple doesn't just taste good, it targets the root of the problem. The bromelain it contains helps to break down inflammatory proteins, easing the tension in muscles and connective tissue. And when you pair it with cashews or macadamia nuts, you add another layer of healing. These nuts provide protein and healthy fats that support tissue regeneration, giving your body the fuel it needs to repair what time and wear have slowly eroded. To take it one step further, add a dash of cinnamon. It helps regulate blood sugar and works synergistically with bromelain to reduce systemic inflammation. Fresh mint adds another layer, soothing digestion and refreshing the palate. Together, this snack becomes more than a moment of indulgence. It becomes a multi-system remedy for aging bodies that need restoration, not just relief. What makes this snack so remarkable is how easy it is to integrate into your daily life. There's no complicated preparation, no harsh side effects, no guesswork. Just a bowl of fresh pineapple, a handful of healing fats, and a few mindful additions that tell your body, "I hear you, and I'm here to help." It's not about doing something drastic. It's about doing something small, with purpose, again and again. Because when you give your body what it's truly been missing, it begins to show you what healing really feels like. So where does all of this lead us? It leads to a truth I've seen unfold time and time again. When someone commits to just one of these healing snacks a day, not as a trend, not as a quick fix, but as an act of restoration, the body begins to respond. Not overnight, but gradually, steadily, meaningfully. The tingling starts to fade. The joints don't protest as loudly. The legs feel more rooted, more reliable, and more than anything, the fear that something is slipping away is slowly replaced by a quiet sense of control. This isn't about overhauling your entire life. It's not about following some rigid program or chasing the next miracle cure. It's about rethinking the smallest habits, the snacks you reach for, the ingredients you combine, the time of day you choose to nourish yourself. Because those moments add up. They become the foundation of your strength, your mobility, your independence. And that's what makes all of this so powerful. You're not just masking symptoms anymore. You're rebuilding the foundation. You're responding to your body's messages with care, with clarity, and with real solutions. You're choosing foods that know how to heal, that speak the same language your cells have always understood. So if you're over 60 and you've been wondering why your hands feel numb or your legs seem unsteady, don't wait for a diagnosis to start healing. Begin with what's on your plate. Choose foods that do more than fill you up. Choose foods that build you up. And let each bite be a reminder that you're not too late, not too far gone, not too broken to begin again. Eat for the body you want to keep, not just the one you see in the mirror. That one shift in mindset can change how you age, how you heal, and how you live.